Well, hey there, guys. Don't mind the dogs barking in the background. They're going a little crazy, like they're trying to play around or something. But uh, but yeah, we're back here, kind of looking at the off season, and what some of these teams maybe can look forward to in the off season, and what they may or may not potentially do. And we're looking at Calgary. We're up to Calgary now, and Calgary's kind of interesting. I mean, they got a good chunk of cap space, but they have a lot of UFAs that they've got to figure out what to do with here. They have $26,895,000 in cap space, projected cap space as of July 1st. Now, they're unrestricted free agents currently. You've got Anthony Mantha, Justin Kirkland, Dryden Hunt, Kevin Rooney, Morgan Frost. Oddly enough, you'll see him. He's on both sides here. Morgan Frost is a UFA in 26-27, but he's an RFA this year. So, what does Calgary do with that? Not entirely sure. Joel Hanley and Dan Vladar, one of the goaltenders, is a UFA. Now, what do you do? What do you do with Vladar? Do you bring him back as the backup to Dustin Wolf? I don't know. Dustin Wolf, oddly enough, is an RFA in 26-27 also, so he's eligible for a contract extension, I believe, next year. I think that's how that works. But yeah, the RFAs, you got Morgan Frost, who's an RFA this year, and a UFA the year after. Connor Zary, Kevin Ball, and of course Dustin Wolf in 26-27. Dustin Wolf, you want to hang on to him at no matter what. If you're Calgary, you've got to hang on to him. That's your future in net. You got to hang on to him. Vladar, I think is a good, I think he's a good backup. He's been a decent backup. So I would think if Calgary wants to hang on to him, I think they probably could. Looking at Puckpedia, his previous cap hit was $2.2 million. So if they want to keep Vladar, I think they could if they want to. Dustin Wolf, of course, when he hits his RFA status, is going to get a nice raise, because Dustin Wolf right now is only making $850,000. So he's going to get a nice decent raise there. And so, what do you do? Wolf obviously is your future. Vladar, of course, he's a UFA. He made $2.2 million. I'd say for probably about the same price, you could probably sign him again for a couple $1 million for another couple of years if you want to. Just depends on if they really want to. But yeah, they've got. I think a lot of this will probably eat into that cap space, and obviously, when you look at the big guys that they have, they've got signed long term. They've got obviously Huberto, Kadri, Sharon Govich is there until 2030. A lot of the guys that they're surrounding, that they're building the team around, they're going to be there for a while. So a lot of these guys are. They're not like the big game, the big names, but they're making a decent amount of money. Anthony Mantha, who's a UFA, he's made $3.5 million this past year. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do and how many of these guys they decide that they're going to try and bring back. We're not entirely sure, but we will see. Okay, back to before we were rudely interrupted by a kid storming down here and letting me know that there was a nice little mess out there that the dogs made. So back to where we were here, talking about Calgary and their unrestricted and restricted free agents. A lot of these guys, I believe, they are going to eat into that cap space that they have. I don't know if they're going to try and make any like big moves on the on the free agent market with what they have, considering if they decide to try to move on from some of these guys, who knows? But they've definitely got some decisions to make here in the offseason. Now, their draft is interesting. They have 2 first-round picks this year, which is not too bad. They have 1 second, 1 third. They have no 4th rounder. They have a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. So, pretty relatively decent 2 first-round picks this year. They also have 2 first-round picks in 2026 to go along. They have 2 first-round picks and 2 thirds in 2026. Then they have 1 second, 1 fourth, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then in 2027, they just have one pick each round straight across the board. So Calgary's, they've got a relatively decent position draft wise. So we'll see what they do with 2 first round picks. We'll see where they end up picking, but yeah. So the Calgary Flames, they definitely have some work to do in this offseason. But and like I said, I think a lot of this, if they decide to keep a lot of these guys together, that will eat a good chunk into that cap space. But we'll see what they do. If they try to re-sign a lot of these guys, and how much do they get? And you never know. Maybe they try to make a trade somewhere at the draft, or who knows? We will have to see. But what do you think? Calgary should Calgary try to keep a lot of these players? Should they just let a couple of them walk, or does Calgary try to make a splash in the free agent market? I want to say I think I had heard, like I said, rumor and innuendo that Calgary might actually potentially be a dark horse in the Marner sweepstakes. Maybe, I don't know. That's probably going to be one of the biggest stories leading into free agency, is where exactly Mitch Marner going to go and how much is he going to get? And could Calgary maybe be a team that he maybe is interested in? I don't know, but we will see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit that like button. Definitely helps out the channel. It just takes a second. Also, hit that subscribe button. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Also, hit that little notification bell. That will notify you anytime future videos are uploaded. And also, if you would kindly share the video with everybody that you know. And if there's any video on the channel that you feel like sharing, go ahead, share them all. Share them all. Share every one of them. That would be awesome. And if there's people out there that that like watching hockey content, let them know about the channel. I'd love to have every hockey fan in the world join me here at Larry's House of Hockey. Even if you're a new fan, I love having new fans too. And yeah, so that is what the Calgary Flames have going on right now. And like the next team I will look at will be the next team I look at will be very, very interesting to take a look at, because this will be a friend of mine's team, and that'll be interesting to see where what they might potentially do. But that will be in the next one. But let me know what you guys think about what Calgary may do, may not do, and yeah. So again, like, comment, subscribe, share. I will see you guys later.